Okay. So so it's interesting, this whole thing with our nervous system. Like, upregulation is where you have energy, you're excited, you have sort of clarity, you're present maybe, or you're so excited that you can't be present. That's very upregulated. And a coherent upregulation, meaning your your processes are working together, would feel good. And then like, so like the disassociation compared to a meditative state are how organized you are and how present you are with it. Like, are you trying to disappear, or are you trying to come in for a landing with it? So breath work can really help with that for upregulation and downregulation. So upregulation is kind of that excited, maybe anxious if you're feeling too upregulated, or downregulation, which is very calm, or maybe depressed if you're too downregulated, or if you're incoherent. So that means your breath is working together. When you are coherent, breath is working together, circulatory system working together, like everything is in harmony. The orchestra is playing the right notes at the right time. That's a coherent system. And when the system becomes uncoherent, it's not at the same time. Things are discombobulated. So we're doing these breathing practices to just learn a little bit about both upregulation and downregulation. And we're actually going to do both of them. So I feel like often we're training our system to be able to go both directions and be more adaptable to situations. So we're not freaking out. Or we're not like, oh, I can't move, I'm so depressed, it's all down. I mean, sometimes we need to go down, but so we're going to do this sipping up, like, so you're sipping in through a straw, which is creating sort of a pressure situation in there. And then pushing down quite strong with the blowout. So it'll be an inhale up, pulling up with your arms, and then an exhale down, and the mouth is like this. So inhale, exhale, same thing, right? So normally we don't do breaths through the mouth, but this is slight down regulation, but still very energetic. So inhaling up. And then let your breath take as long as it takes. Might be totally different than mine. One more. So that pressurized kind of down is going to help us ground, right? Grounding our energy, bringing ourselves down to earth. And if you're somebody who gets very excited, that bringing the weight down, bringing the energy down is going to be helpful to ground your energy. I tend to be a very excited person. So figuring this out of how to come down has been really important. Eating food, eating healthy food, great way for me to ground. All right, so we're going to just spiral for a couple of spirals, twisting, looking around behind you, whole spine from your tail through the crown of your head, spine, spinal cord, brain, eyeballs, all getting a little activity here. Coming into sort of whatever your normal breathing pattern is for right now. So anytime we extend our exhale, that's going to help us down regulate. But we're going to do a little up regulation exercise. So it's going to be a double sniff and then and a blow out. So we're going to do it. I'm going to come into the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. Double sniff is And we're going to add one more thought to that. Just relax, breathe for a second. Think of the inhale this time, on the next time when you're going in, going really down into your belly. So it's not just breathing up here in that double sniff, but that you're taking it down into your guts. Which to me takes a lot more thought. So we're just getting that whole gut body engaged in a little bit of pumping, a little bit of movement, and into that breath, which should be an energizing breath because we're getting that double sniff, right? If we need more clarity, if we need more awakeness, take in more, blow it out strong, and we're still active. If we go, that's going to have a different way of balancing our system. All right, let's just open wide, feet wide, and take it down, bending your knees, shifting from side to side, bending one knee, bending the other. Back of the hamstrings opening up, hips releasing. This doesn't have to be your biggest hamstring stretch, but something that feels good. So we're not going for like a long static stretch. We're moving through, mobilizing as we're stretching, right? We're shifting our weight. So all of the tissue in the back of the leg is having this very different relationship than if we just hang out in it. Shifting from side to side, letting the space between each vertebra open and have some spaciousness. So each little cushy marshmallowy disc, cartilaginous disc is getting some mobility, hydrating and plumping up. Fluff those vertebrae, and then bring your hands inside your feet, bend your knees over your toes, plie halfway down and tail up. And again, plie, moving through with awareness, bringing it into your movement. Use your breath in any way that makes sense to you. Couple more times. So getting the quads working. Teapot's right there with her toy. We've had a long play this morning. She likes to play a lot. She would be happy to play all the time, pretty much. She's got more play capacity than the other two. All right, taking it down onto your butt and massaging through your hips, rolling from one side to the other. Just gonna have to give you a demonstration of the Peapod's prowess. Of course, rolling from one side to the other, massaging through your hips and butt. And then let's take, you're gonna cross over one foot and you're just gonna come up a little bit onto that knee. So stepping across, up onto the knee a little bit. Not a whole lot of weight shifting, but well, actually it is a whole lot of weight shifting, but you still have your hand on the floor. So letting the bones of your lower leg, your tibia and fibula, get some differentiated resistance. So this would be strengthening those bones, right? Strengthening the joints as we're shifting our weight onto them. And we're also getting a little bit of movement in the pelvis and maybe perhaps even a little teeny arch back in the spine. Up to you. Okay, this is Peapod totally wants to play, but she doesn't want me to pick her up. All right, stick your foot on the floor, put your hands down, take your butt up to the ceiling, fold back in, cross it over to the other side, foot down, butt to the ceiling, taking it down, right? This is like a classic little kid move, looking under their legs in that sort of downward dog move, but not quite downward dog. Forward fold, moving into it, moving out of it, pushing the floor away with your hands. And we're going to come all the way down to the floor and change this. And we're going to press up, lifting your pelvis up, circles with your hips. Try to relax your belly as much as you can. So let your butt get really close to the floor at the bottom part of the circle, warming up the back, warming up your hips slightly, your butt glutes, hamstrings, and mobilizing your spine and your pelvis. And then going the other way. Yeah, as big or small as feels good. So if my back was really like, if my back was achy and hurting, I would probably make these pretty small. Once it starts to get more warmed up, then I would probably go bigger. So really listen into your own body. And we're going to press the pelvis up. You're just going to shift with a high shift, shifting your pelvis from side to side, and let that massage through up here in the upper traps. So relaxing your shoulders and neck as much as you can. I'm providing a bridge for the pea pod to go under. She has been taking full advantage of. And then slowly roll it down through your spine, all the way down to the bottom, and take a happy baby pose. Breathing in the baby. You can roll from side to side, let that massage out your back. And then lower down, open your feet wide, internally rotate one leg at a time, spiraling in. So we went very open and turned out. We've been parallel, now we're rotating in. Excuse me. If you want to hook your heel over and take it into just deepening that, go for it. Same thing on the other side. And coming into center. And let's go up and down again. If you have weights, you might want to use your weights on this. You don't have to. It's also like, if you've got rotator cuff issues, and if you need to be careful with your hands, then maybe don't use the weights. But I want to use the weights because I'm about to go to pole class probably today. So I want to get those shoulders really warmed up. So I'm going to do this with my hands facing in, facing down, facing up. The facing out is kind of weird with the weights, so I'm not going to do that. But facing in, inhale up, exhale down, using your breath, very gentle with the arms. Could be a very light set of weights here. Or if you do a lot of weights, it could be heavier, really up to you. So my hands are facing in for 4. Then the hands are going to face down, which becomes up. Use your breath. And then palms are going to be facing up. Last one. And then take your weights out. With no weights, spiral your palms out. And we'll do a few there. Up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then bring it down. And let's take the knees together, pigeon-toed knock-knee position. So toes are turned in. You can't really see it, but turned in and knock-knee. And grab your weights. Hold on to them with both hands. Circle around your body. You can do this with no weights. Although moving, even if you're doing no weights, moving towards really light weights would be a great idea. Like you could just hold something light in your hands, like a can, a water bottle, something like that. And then change direction. So as I'm doing this, I'm really feeling all the muscles and fascia in my back around my shoulder blades really moving. So I am feeling, and I'm letting my scapula move on my back as I'm circling my arms around. So it becomes like a internal sort of massage. And then also just by weight on the floor, giving it that extra massage. Good. And then release that, let it go, get rid of your weights. Let me take off my sweater. And we're going to come back onto your back. Let's do hands behind your head, one leg in, one leg out. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to change it. Legs up to the ceiling. Point up, flex down. Going 1. Point to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And come in and relax. Turn your head from side to side. Relax your neck, relax your jaw, relax your face. Big yawn if you want. Just letting your body settle into the floor, letting go, relaxing. Yeah, I've got the pea. Pea very involved today. The little pea pod, little princess pea. Okay, we're gonna do hundreds. So legs together, arms over your head, coming up, pulsing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, arms over your head. Exhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, open. Exhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in. Exhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Deep down into your belly. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath. Exhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Last one. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. So it's you have the potential in your workout for your whole workout to be a breath work practice, right? If you're tuning into that inhale and exhale, adding that layer of awareness into your workout. Open up wide, roll from side to side. Let that massage out your hips and butt. I know, like, I am rarely a person who likes running, but when I do run, always there's like a real rhythm to my breath, and I can tune into that rhythm. So it might be something that, like, and with the workout, it's usually inhale this, exhale that, tune into that, feel into that. I think if you can breathe well, that's the healthiest thing you can do, right? Like, because it's so many of your systems are dependent on that oxygen moving through there. And just the movement of your breath is a natural internal massage, right? It is your lymph, it's helps your lymphatic fluid move through you. So it's, and then also your exhale is a detoxifier. So there's so much about it, it's important. And I don't know, I mean, when you get people that aren't breathing very well or very, I don't know, deeply, then you can have them do things they don't want to do. You can control them more easily. So yeah, for your own health, for your own benefit, open and close. Really tune into the breath practice. Open it up, close it onto one side. So we're getting that inner thigh stretch, opening out through the arms, opening out through the legs, and then folding onto the side. Opening, 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 and folding. Let your head and neck really release into the floor. Open and close. Open and close. Nice coordination of movement between the two halves of your body. And then coming back in, and let's do the switch, 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 and circle with the legs. So we get a little activity and stretch at the same time. Head can always be on the floor for this. I'll probably do some of it with my head up and some of it with my head on the floor. So coming in, having switching 1, 2, take your time, let your legs really lengthen out, 3, and then open it out to the side. I'm going to point here, 1, 2, 3, and then flex to open. Pointing 1, 2, 3, flex and open, taking your time. 1, 2, 3, open it out. Yeah, so if I'm down here with my head on the floor, I am focusing, I totally lost count. I think this is 3. Circle it out. I am focusing more on the stretch. I'm not trying to super engage my abs or anything like that. I'm just working to really lengthen out my legs. And when we're getting this really 3-dimensional movement, we're coming from this sort of planar movement where we're arcing through space, and then we're circling out to the sides, making it more 3-dimensional. That's great for the tissue in your legs. That's great for all your stuff. Inner thigh, outer thigh, IT band, all of it. And if we add the flexing and pointing, then we're also including the tissue in your lower leg, right? Last one. We're just going to open it out to the side. Stay there, circle your foot. Big circles outward. And by foot, I mean feet. And then circles inward. And then let's do hands behind your head. You're going to flex your knees and ankles, extend and point, and crisscross. Beat, beat, and open. Flex it out. Reach really wide and open. Crisscross, open. Flex. Stretch it out. Beat, beat, open. Flex. Reach. Beat, beat, open. Flex. Ideally, you're changing which leg beats in front each time. Open. Flex and reach, beat, beat, open, flex, knees and ankles, extend and point, criss, cross, open, flex, reach it out, criss, cross, open, flex, reach it out, criss, cross, open, last one, flex and reach and beat, beat and relax. I know I've said this before, but it's about watching all of those movement people who are doing really amazing things. But I always feel like their feet are kind of these little lumps at the end of their body without a lot of expressivity. So it's not the feet need to be pointed or flexed, because they could also do other things, right? We want to just have capacity. So I'm going to show you this way. Let's do this exercise. So we've been doing the pointing and the flexing. We're going to make a fist with your foot and then spread out toes and fingers. Fist turning in, spread and open, in and out, 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 and in and out, and shake it out. And the other thing that I see people aren't very good at doing, and not just these guys that I'm following, but also people in my classes, is this differentiation between tippy toes and pointed toes. So let's just do that. I'll take off my socks so that we can actually see what I'm doing. So pointed toes and then just the tippy toes. Pointed toes, just peeling back the toes. Pointed toes, tippy toes, pointed toes. I bet you this would show better sideways. Pointed toes, tippy toes, pointed toes, tippy toes, pointed toes, tippy toes, pointed toes, tippy toes. Shake it all out, let it go. Shake, shake, shake. So it's not to say like a ballet dancer also is going to probably have 2 things that they do, flex and point. They definitely don't want to sickle. Sometimes they wing, but we want to have our feet able to do all that stuff because that's the support and balance underneath us, right? Not that you're going to walk around in some clawed up formation, but just that the foot has that capacity for adaptation. That's going to give you healthier knees, healthier hips, spine, the whole shebang. So let's do some similar stuff with the arms because it's the same with our hands. We often don't go into this position. So we'll do that wrist down, elbows down, come up. onto your tippy fingers. If you want to go all the way up to fingertips, do it. Then to the tippy fingers, to the wrist, elbow to the floor, pushing through, up, maybe coming all the way up. And I'm shifting my weight kind of forward and backward as I do this, depending on what kind of strength I have. But giving the chance to move through these positions. We're going to change it slightly on the next one. We're going to do it once we get up. So you're up on your fingers, you're going to turn your elbows in and out, which looks like this. Then you're going to go to your tippy fingers and turn in and out. Then you're going to go wrist set or base of the hand down, turn in and out, and then down to here. You can't turn in and out because it was your elbows turning in and out. So let's arch and curl here. Curling under, curl your toes in the arch, lift your fingers. Top the toes down, fingers down, round your spine, curl your toes under, arch and radiate out. Top of the feet to the floor, push. And if you want, you can even try this, lifting your knees, drop it down, curl your toes under, lift your fingers and arch, down, curl, lift or not, down, arch, lift your fingers, radiate away from center, but your palm of your hand is on the floor. Down, curl, lift or not, down, arch, fingertips, shoulders wide. 2 more. I don't know, to me, it feels really good to go with the knees off the floor. Like I just want to hang out in there today. On another day, I probably would hate that. So, you know, you got to listen to your body every day and see what's going on. Like, oh yeah, this feels good today. This doesn't feel good today. Every day is a different day in your body. Let's take it down onto, let's do a forearm plank with easier version. Your knees are on the floor. Harder version, you're up here. You're just going to take the front leg forward and then back, forward and back. You could do this with your knee down. That would be a lot easier. So listen into the version you need to do. Moving that top leg forward and back. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Take it down. Swing it around to the other side. Same thing. Pressing it up. Either knee is on the floor and you're going like this. A lot easier. Or you're up here and you're going forward and backward there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can always change. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 2 more. 9, 10. And come down. Swing it around to the first side again. And we're going to come down. We're going to leave the knee on the floor this time. You're going to curl in, arch, spiral back. Not spiral, arch back. Exhale, in, inhale, open. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, head, tail, arching and curling. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Take it around to the other side. Yeah, so back to this up regulation and down regulation. Doing things faster, speed demon, up regulation. Doing things slower, I guess like snail pace, down regulation, right? You can just go into slow motion if you want to down regulate. Use your breath. Two more. Good, and relax and come down. Both legs out in front of you. Let's cross one ankle over the other one. Inhale, lengthen up, take it forward, breathe into it. Surrender and melt, soften. Breathe, let go. Let the breath really move down into your belly and into your guts. And then come up. And in reality, of course, it's not your breath moving down there. It's your diaphragm pushing down. But when we breathe deeper into our lungs so that we're letting our diaphragm push down into our guts, and we're not trying to suck it in, hold it all in, we get more oxygen into our blood system. Cross it over, inhale, lift, take it over. So that deep breathing is super important. Not that we're huffing and puffing all day long, right? Or we can breathe very deep, but breathe light. We don't always have to have full volume breathing, but we can take it deep in and have lighter breathing where it's more calm and relaxed, but going deep down into our body. Ultimately, that's where we want to be most of the time, in sort of not massive amounts of volume, but going deep down into our body. And then come up, open up into a straddle. Let's circle around in the straddle, just mobilizing your pelvis and all the exciting organs inside your pelvis. Letting that move around, spine, shoulders, head, and neck free. And then change direction other way. So if we start to think of our body as like a full living system that is 100% connected, it's a different way of existing in our body than, oh, I'm going to do my workout for my muscles, right? That's just not the way that it really is in the big picture. So if we're thinking of our body as, an organic process that is in relationship to everything around it at all times, whether we take it in on a conscious level or we're just taking it in on a subconscious level, we can feel what's happening all around us all the time. So we want to think about our workout in that way as well, or our work in that we're working with the whole body. We're working with our lymphatic system. We're working with our heart and with our lungs. We're working with our guts and our digestion. All right, let's take it over to the side. Breathing into it, opening up. We're working for balance in our system and harmony. Taking it down. Coherence, so that our hormones are working in conjunction with our blood, in conjunction with our breathing. Walk it into center. Surrender and melt. And that we're also really listening to our body. So if your body's like, whoa, slow down, then slow down. Or if you're like, oh, I need to do more, then do more, right? Like listen into your body, into your system. Side stretch and learn to create a relationship where there's a trust in there. Like, oh yeah, I needed to stop and that was the smart thing to do. Or I really needed to do more. So do that, whatever it is, take it down. Or I needed to eat a bunch of salad, or I needed to have water, or whatever it is. Bringing it in. Needed to meditate more, needed more breath practice. Oh, and come up and relax. One of my students at the gym, who's a very full on, like 100% and then some type person, was telling me that he started to do a lot of meditation practices. And he's like, Laura, it's really exhausting me. And I'm like, yeah, because you aren't normally in that slower pace, right? So if you're a speed demon, it takes a lot of effort to slow down, but our bodies will adjust to that, right? And if you're a really slow person, then to amp up takes some effort. But the more we do it, the easier it becomes. It's like, then our body goes, oh, this is what's happening. And we have access to that without tremendous output, right? Without tremendous, like, oh my God, it was so slow for me to slow down. It's taken me years to be able to meditate in stillness, right? Years. To be able, well, I have been able to meditate in stillness before that, but to be able to be in that stillness comfortably, let's put it that way, years to feel good in there. All right. I'm also all for movement meditation. Let's go opposite arm to leg. Out, in, out, and come down. Out, in, out. But I'm the kind of person that if something is really difficult, I need to try and do it, right? I'm leaning into the things. That's why I do cold training. I do cold training because I hate the cold. I hate being cold. But when you start to do cold training, you start to recruit white fat and turn it into brown fat, which is a thermoregulator. So as you start to do the cold training and you deal with that stuff, your relationship to cold really does start to switch because your body can handle it more. It's also really good for your autonomic nervous system, for both sides of it, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. All right, let's change it. You're going to go up, take it to the diagonal, bring it in and come down. Up to the diagonal, in, down, up, diagonal, reach, lower, up, diagonal, reach, lower, up, diagonal, reach, lower. Last one, up, diagonal, reach. Take it all the way down into your child's pose. Melt and let go. Breathe into it. Use the breath to really fill up like a bubble. And then interlace your hands up and over your head. You're going to roll up onto the crown of your head and take it back. Relax the spine, relax the shoulders, relax the neck, relax the face, relax the jaw. One more. And taking it down to the floor. All the way down. Bend your knees, let your legs fall from side to side. Massaging out the front of your quads, relaxing your lower back, relaxing your glutes, and then taking your legs down. And you're going to, we're going to palm up here and then palm up here. So your hands are going to spiral, palm up, spiral, palm up. You're going to add a little more of an arch and then legs off if you want to. Sometimes this rocking feels horrible. So if you don't do it if you don't want to. And relax whenever you're ready. Breathe and let go. Taking your hands next to your chest, arch and look up. Let's go up and down 3 or 4 times. Use your breath. Last one. Take it back. Curl your toes under into a downward dog. Walk, bending one knee and then the other. Just bending, releasing. Back of the leg, back of the calf. Then you're going to lift your heels high, scoop your belly in, round your spine, roll it forward into a plank. Find your plank, drop your head, push, roll it up to the ceiling and lower your heels. Heels lift high, scoop your belly in, round your spine, roll it forward. Find your plank, drop your head, push, roll it up to the ceiling, lower your heels. Heels high, belly in, scoop, roll it forward. Find it, drop your head, roll it up, lower your heels. Heels high, scoop, roll it all the way forward. Find it, drop your head, roll it up and walk your feet in towards you, standing in a forward fold, fixing. So I have my pants, like I've cut this because the elastic was too tight. Like I really don't like being squished around with my middle being all globbed in and muffin topping. So I've cut them and now they fall down a little bit. Shifting your weight from side to side, let it go. And then you're going to interlace your hands behind your back. I usually do that with my socks too. I usually cut my socks so that they're not squeezing my calves. Turn your head from side to side. Any kind of squished and squeezing part is going to be affecting your circulation, right? That's just it. You've cut off some flow. So just being aware of that. Shake it all out, let it go. And then slowly roll it up through your spine, coming all the way up to the top. Do a time check. Let's stay standing and do a little bit of balance work. So we're going to take your knee, you're going to go forward, back, cross it over, open it out. Other knee.
Uh-oh. Are you there, Susan?
Did she disappear? Ow.
Yeah, she just texted saying her Wi-Fi crapped out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if she's gonna call back in. Okay, she's done. I think we're gonna stop.
Yeah, that was a good session.
Okay.
Good to see you.
You too. Thanks, Susan. Bye.